Forget protein. This mineral rebuilds muscle fast after 60. We always hear about losing muscle after turning 60. And it usually gets blamed on not eating enough protein. Sure, protein is important, no one's arguing with that. But honestly, that's just part of the real story. When we focus only on protein, we miss some of the deeper reasons why our muscles tend to shrink as we get older. But here's the good news. Once you understand what's really happening inside your body, you'll see that losing muscle doesn't have to be something you just accept. In fact, today I'll share a simple but powerful way to help your muscles feel stronger, more energetic, and even start rebuilding no matter your age. Before you begin, don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment where you're watching. Remember to subscribe to receive more natural health tips and share your thoughts in the comments. It's always a pleasure to see the reach of our community. And when we miss the true cause, we go looking for the wrong fix. So, what's really happening behind the scenes? As we get older, our bodies start to shift bit by bit, especially when it comes to hormones. Both testosterone and growth hormone, two of the main drivers for building muscle, start to drop. But it's not only about hormones. Our mitochondria, which are like little energy generators inside our cells, also start to slow down. Imagine that. The engines that power your muscles just aren't as quick or efficient as they used to be, and they don't handle stress as well either. When that happens, it doesn't matter how much protein you eat. If your cells can't use it right, you're not rebuilding muscle at all. So, if you're ready to discover what your body really needs to stay strong and active after 60, stick around. I promise you'll walk away with real practical tips you can use starting today. Here's what most people overlook. Muscle loss as we age isn't just about what we eat. It's not only a nutrition issue. At its core, it's about how your cells send signals and how your body communicates when it's time to grow or repair muscle. Over time, your muscles start to get a message, quiet but constant, that rebuilding just isn't a priority anymore. When things like inflammation, ongoing stress, poor sleep, or even missing tiny nutrients pile on, that message gets even stronger. Your body then shifts away from trying to grow into what's called preservation mode. In this state, muscle is treated as less important. And that shift isn't just about your body, it's also about your mindset. So many folks in their 50s and beyond start believing that feeling weak is just part of aging. You notice your energy dropping, and before you know it, you're doing less moving, less activity, more sitting around. You start to challenge yourself less, and your mind just goes along with it. It's not because you're lazy. It's just that your body is quietly telling you, hey, this is our new normal. But here's the truth. This decline isn't set in stone. Your body's not just giving up. It's responding to a steady stream of signals that something's not right. The best part, you can send your body better signals and turn things around. But to do that, we need to stop focusing just on big picture stuff like protein and start thinking about what our cells really need to heal and rebuild. That's where minerals, and especially magnesium, come into play. But before we talk about magnesium, it's important to realize this. If you're losing muscle, it's probably not because you're eating wrong. What's actually happening is that your body's inner wiring, how it handles energy, stress, and inflammation, has gotten off track. The trouble is, this kind of disruption builds up slowly over years. You don't even notice it until one day you can't recover from your workouts like you used to, or your strength just stalls or even slips back even though you're doing all the right things. And yes, that's frustrating. You're trying, eating well, moving your body, but you're just not seeing the progress. That's when it's time to look deeper and ask bigger questions. It's not just about eating more protein anymore. You need to look at the whole system. How well are you actually recovering? What shape are your hormones and mitochondria in? Are your cells tired out or fired up? Once you start thinking about it like this, the way forward starts to make sense. You realize losing muscle isn't just an aging problem. It's your body's way of asking for help, a sign that something needs realigning. And that alignment is possible. But the first step is understanding your muscle health after 60 is about way more than just calories. It's an ongoing conversation between your brain, your gut, your hormones, and your cells. And like any good conversation, how you talk matters. Yelling more protein isn't going to fix it all. You've got to listen to what your body is really telling you. Often, what your body is craving is better energy use, deeper sleep, less stress, and yes, some key minerals that help tie it all together. Once you handle those things, protein and exercise start to work again. You don't just feel stronger, you feel more alive. So, next time you hear, just eat more protein to fight muscle loss, remember that's only part of the answer. The real fix starts with correcting the messages your cells are getting about how to use that protein. Change the signal, and your body reacts. Your body isn't damaged. It's simply waiting for the proper environment to begin repairing itself. When you provide those right conditions, age stops being a limitation. It can even become an advantage that helps you feel stronger and more capable than before. Magnesium isn't a trendy supplement. You won't see it heavily promoted on television like protein powders or pre-workout mixes. Most athletes don't hype it up on social media either. But here's the straightforward reality. Magnesium plays a role in over 300 different biochemical processes in your body. That isn't marketing talk. That's basic human biology. Magnesium helps regulate everything from muscle contraction and relaxation to energy production in the form of ATP, to blood sugar balance, and even how calm or stable your nervous system feels. When magnesium levels fall, and that happens frequently, especially after age 60, all of those systems slow down. Recovery becomes harder, and your body doesn't bounce back the way it used to. That matters for muscle repair, because rebuilding muscle isn't just about lifting weights or eating well. It's about creating the right internal conditions for healing and adaptation. Magnesium is a major part of that internal setup. Let's talk about energy for a moment. Every time a muscle moves, it relies on a molecule called ATP. But here's something most people never hear. ATP can't actually function on its own. It must be bound to magnesium. The active form is known as MgATP. When magnesium is low, muscle cells struggle to access usable energy. That lingering fatigue after activity that just doesn't resolve can often be traced back to low magnesium levels. There's more to it. As we age, low-grade inflammation tends to stick around in the body. Over time, that background inflammation quietly erodes strength and resilience. What many people don't realize is that magnesium has natural anti-inflammatory effects. It helps regulate immune signals and chemical messengers released after physical stress. Both are essential for proper recovery. So if you're sore longer, achy more often, or taking extra time to heal, it isn't always because you need to push harder or eat more. Sometimes your body simply lacks the tools it needs to repair itself efficiently. Another overlooked factor is the nervous system. Recovery doesn't stop with muscles. Your nerves also need to shift out of stress mode. When the nervous system stays stuck in fight or flight, your body receives a signal to break tissue down rather than rebuild it. Magnesium supports the parasympathetic rest and restore system. It enhances GABA activity, lowers stress hormones like cortisol, and promotes deeper, more restorative sleep. And sleep, as research consistently shows, is when most muscle repair and memory consolidation actually take place. Here's the issue. Most adults over 60 are low in magnesium and don't know it. Modern soil depletion, processed foods, chronic stress, and certain medications all reduce magnesium levels or interfere with absorption. Even people who eat healthy can still be deficient at the cellular level. Symptoms like fatigue, leg cramps, irritability, and poor sleep are easy to dismiss, but often they're quiet signals that magnesium stores are running low. There's also a mental component. When people feel weak or drained, they often think, this is just aging. They blame time itself. But what if age isn't the real issue? What if your body is simply missing something essential? That shift in perspective is powerful because it means you can take action. By restoring magnesium, you support your recovery pathways and allow energy and strength to return instead of gradually fading. Magnesium isn't a miracle. It's not magic. But without enough of it, everything else you do becomes less effective. Workouts deliver smaller results. protein isn't utilized as efficiently. Energy feels muted. When magnesium levels are restored in the proper form, your body starts responding again. Sleep improves, recovery speeds up, movement feels smoother, your body begins to feel reliable again. And from that sense of trust, real strength can rebuild. If you're over 60 and your efforts aren't producing results, progress feels slow, recovery drags on, or fatigue never fully lifts, don't immediately add another protein shake. Ask a better question. What is my body lacking at the cellular level? Sometimes the solution isn't pushing harder, it's supplying what your body truly needs. For many people, magnesium is the missing piece that allows everything else to finally work. Now you understand how critical magnesium is, not just for muscles, but for your entire ability to recover and adapt. The next question becomes practical. How do you actually use it to support muscle rebuilding after 60? Because it's not as simple as grabbing the first supplement you see. With anything that truly affects health, results depend on how you use it, when you take it, and which form you choose. Let's start with form. Magnesium comes in many varieties: oxide, citrate, glycinate, malate, threonate, and others. Each behaves differently in the body, and absorption varies widely. Magnesium oxide, for example, is inexpensive and common, but poorly absorbed. Most of it passes through the digestive system without doing much for muscles or nerves. Magnesium glycinate, on the other hand, is highly absorbable and gentle on digestion. It also supports nervous system calm, making it ideal for recovery and sleep. Magnesium citrate can help with muscle cramping and digestion, which indirectly improves nutrient absorption and recovery. Choosing the right type isn't about trends, it's about matching the form to your needs. For muscle rebuilding, glycinate or malate tend to work best. For mental fatigue or sleep issues, threonate can be helpful because it crosses into the brain and supports cognitive recovery as well. The better the match, the better the outcome. Timing matters too. Magnesium needs fluctuate throughout the day depending on stress, activity, and your sleep-wake cycle. Taking magnesium in the evening supports deeper sleep, which is crucial for muscle repair, hormone production, and nervous system reset. If you're active or exercise regularly, a smaller dose after activity with a recovery meal can support muscle function and reduce soreness later. Think of it as refueling before your system is depleted, rather than trying to fix damage after it's done. One more thing many people overlook: magnesium doesn't work in isolation. It relies on other nutrients to function optimally. Vitamin D is a prime example. Without adequate vitamin D, magnesium absorption in the gut suffers. At the same time, magnesium is required to activate vitamin D in the body. They work together. Exercise is another partner. Magnesium doesn't build muscle by itself. It enhances your body's response to training, allowing exercise to actually trigger adaptation instead of just fatigue. Without some form of physical effort, some resistance, some level of load, your muscles never receive the message they need to grow. No matter how many supplements you swallow, magnesium is what helps your workouts actually work. It helps convert the stress of exercise into a signal that tells your body to adapt, instead of just feeling exhausted. This brings us to a much bigger shift in thinking. Most people over 60 are advised to take supplements only as a form of defense, to protect bones, safeguard the heart, or slow things down. Everything is framed around reacting. But when you use magnesium intentionally, alongside training and quality sleep, you're no longer just reacting. You're actively building yourself up. You start shaping your health towards strength and durability, instead of merely pushing back against decline. And that shift in mindset is powerful. If you treat your body like it's already losing, it will respond that way. But when you believe your body is still adaptable and capable of becoming stronger, your behavior changes. You invest in habits that build strength instead of simply delaying losses. You begin to view recovery as something you can improve and control, not just another burden. You realize that magnesium and other well-chosen supplements aren't crutches. They're tools that enhance the effects of movement, rest, and intention. No, magnesium isn't a miracle cure. But when it's used correctly, with the right training, at the right time, and paired with the nutrients that support it, it can completely change how your body ages. Instead of only managing decline, you begin actively creating a stronger, more energized version of yourself. When magnesium is combined with proper exercise, proper timing, the right form, and supportive nutrients, you're not just slowing aging down, you're changing how your body reacts to getting older. You move past simply maintaining. You start improving performance and strength. With each passing year, your body can shift from feeling like it's falling behind to feeling capable and empowered. You don't have to accept just getting through the day. With the right support, your body is prepared to rebuild, feel better, and stay active at any age. Age becomes less of a barrier and more of a new phase, one where you can take control of your health, enjoy movement, and continue living fully. So remember, this isn't about chasing youth. It's about giving your body the tools it truly needs to feel strong and capable every single day. I'd love to hear from you. Have you ever added magnesium to your routine or noticed changes in your strength as you've gotten older? Share your experience or questions in the comments. Your story could inspire someone else. If you found this video useful, please hit the like button. It really supports the channel. And don't forget to subscribe and turn on notifications so you never miss future videos. Drop a comment below and tell me what you think. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.